Here's a question. If cybercriminals steal your data and then promise they've deleted it, would you believe them? That's exactly the situation facing Riverbank, following a ransomware attack that has raised one of the biggest questions in modern cybersecurity. Can you ever trust a hacker's word? The attack began on June 16th, targeting River Financial Corporation, the holding company behind Riverbank. It wasn't detected until 3 days later, by which time the ransomware had already spread across parts of the bank's server environment. As soon as the incident was discovered, the organization followed the standard playbook. Affected systems were taken offline, compromised administrator accounts were disabled, and a third-party digital forensics firm was brought in to investigate. The priority was obvious. Figure out how the attackers got in, understand what systems were compromised, and determine exactly what information had been stolen. In its first disclosure to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the company acknowledged that it was investigating whether personally identifiable information had been accessed or exfiltrated. Weeks later, the answer became partially clear. Subsequent SEC filings confirmed that the attackers had successfully breached portions of the network and had stolen data before deploying the ransomware. And that's an important distinction. Modern ransomware isn't just about encrypting files anymore. Today's cybercriminals almost always steal sensitive information first. That strategy, known as double extortion, gives them leverage even if the victim restores every encrypted system from backup. Recovering your servers doesn't recover your stolen data. The attackers still have it. Or at least, that's the assumption. Meanwhile, Riverbank is also dealing with the legal fallout. According to its SEC filings, at least 4 lawsuits have already been filed against the company while investigators continue to assess the full impact of the breach. Then came the latest filing, submitted on July 30th. Even after more than a month of forensic analysis, the company says it still cannot determine whether the stolen files contain personally identifiable information. That may sound surprising, but in large ransomware incidents, it's actually common. When attackers copy massive volumes of information from multiple systems, identifying every compromised file can take weeks or even months. But one sentence in that filing immediately caught the attention of cybersecurity professionals. River disclosed that, as part of its response, it obtained representations from the threat actor that the stolen data had been deleted. Think about that. The hackers told the bank they had erased the information they stole. River doesn't explicitly say it paid a ransom, but statements like this rarely appear out of nowhere. In the ransomware world, they're usually the result of negotiations, often involving payment in exchange for a promise not to leak or to delete the stolen data. And that's where this story becomes fascinating, because there's one problem no technology can solve. How do you verify that criminals actually did what they promised? The short answer is, you can't. There is no forensic tool capable of proving that every copy of stolen data has been destroyed. The attackers could have duplicated it, shared it with affiliates, sold it on criminal marketplaces, or simply kept a copy before claiming it had been deleted. That's exactly why governments and cybersecurity agencies continue to discourage organizations from paying ransomware demands, even if payment prevents a public leak, even if the attackers hand over a decryption key, even if they promise the stolen files are gone. There is no guarantee that any of those promises are true. Several questions also remain unanswered. River has not identified the ransomware group responsible for the attack, nor has it explained how the attackers initially breached the network. Was it a phishing campaign? Compromised credentials? An unpatched vulnerability? For now, nobody outside the investigation knows. The company also says it has not yet determined whether the incident is likely to have a material impact on its business or financial condition. And that's another reminder that ransomware is no longer just an IT problem. It's a legal issue, a financial issue, a regulatory issue, and above all, a trust issue. Because the real question isn't whether Riverbank will recover its systems. It's whether anyone can ever be certain that the stolen data is truly gone. When your only proof is the word of a cybercriminal, trust becomes the one thing you simply can't afford.